Hey guys, today we're going to be traveling space. And while we're traveling space, we're going to be learning how to round marks. When you're done learning how to round marks, you should be able to keep your sail trims and your daggerboard trims right throughout the whole turn. And you should also be able to keep 1 arm's length distance around the whole mark. Also, when you're done rounding your mark, you should be able to point to a target and stay there. You're not going to go the wrong way this way or the wrong way that way. And when you're done this, you should be able to complete this in medium and light wind. First, we're going to look at rounding marks when we're going downwind. So downwind mark rounding is when the wind is coming from behind you. First, you want to prepare to round your mark. So step 1, we're going to put our daggerboard down and we're going to tighten our boom vang. So everybody say that with me. Second, we want to turn at a wide angle. So see here, the spaceship is coming from really far away to round the planet, and then it's coming in super tight. And third, we want to make sure we're using hand over hand sheeting. So when we turn, we want to be pulling in our main sheet, just like this. And fourth, and finally, we want to point to our target. So where are we going to go next? That's where we want to go. Okay, now we're going to try this in person. So, imagine I'm traveling downwind. My boom is out and the wind is coming from behind me. I'm going to be getting ready to round my mark. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my daggerboard down. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my boom vang in. Now I'm prepared to round the mark. Step 2 is I'm going to round the mark at a wide angle. So I'm going to start to push my tiller and I'm getting ready to round the mark. While I'm doing this, we're going to do step 3. I'm going to do hand over hand sheeting. So remember this. I'm going to hold 1 in each hand. I'm going to hold my tiller extension as if it's a microphone. Not a frying pan, a microphone. I want to be able to sing to the stars while I'm traveling in space. So, I'm going to pass my main sheet to the hand on my tiller extension and pull. I'm going to reach and do it again. I'm going to keep doing that. That is my hand over hand sheeting, so watch again. I'm going to pass my main sheet to my tiller extension hand. I'm going to reach and pull and pass my tiller extension hand, and I repeat this. Then, once I've successfully rounded my mark, you're going to do step 4. You're going to head towards your target. Where are you taking your boat next? Where's your spaceship going to go? Now, we're going to be trying doing this upwind. So this is when you're traveling towards the wind and the wind is coming in front of you. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to start our course. So we're going to be traveling upwind and we're going to approach the mark at a wide angle. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to adjust our trims. So the first thing that we're going to change is our boom vang. We're going to let our boom vang out. The next thing we're going to do is our main sheet. We're going to let our main sheet out. The wind is going to change instead of coming in front of us, it's going to come behind us. So we need to change our sail trims so that the wind and our sail are in the correct position. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to change our daggerboard. We're going to bring our daggerboard up because we're going to be traveling downwind. Finally, once you've done all of that, we're going to head to our target. We're going to go to the planet. Where's our spaceship going to take us? So, when we adjust our trims, what order do we do them in? Can I hear it? Awesome. So, now we're going to go try this in person. Now, we're going to be demonstrating upwind mark rounding. So this is when the wind is coming in front of us. So we are going to be traveling towards the wind. the first thing we're going to be doing is adjusting our course. So we're going to start to head towards the mark. We're going to approach at a wide angle, just as we did with downwind. Next, we're going to adjust our trims. So what's the first thing we want to do? Right, we want to let our boom vang out. Next, what do? We're going to let our main sheet out. So we're going to slowly let our boom go out. Next, while we're rounding the mark, what do we want to do? Right, we're going to bring our dagger board up. So let's try that in order. We're coming up, we're going upwind, so our main sheet is in, our boom vang is in, and our dagger board is down. We're starting to round our mark. We're going to let our boom vang out, and then we're going to slowly start to release our main sheet. We aren't just going to drop it. We always must hold on to our main sheet, but we're going to slowly release our main sheet, loosen our grip, and then we're going to bring our dagger board up. And then once we've successfully went the whole way around the mark, while we're staying one arm's length around the mark the whole time, that's roughly how much you want to see. Hold your hand up. That's the distance between you and the mark. You want to try and keep around that. Not any closer though. And now that we've rounded our mark with all our trims correct, and we stayed this far away the whole time, we're going to head to our target. We're going to go to the moon. We're going to go to the next planet our spaceship is going to take us to. So remember, we're traveling upwinds. We approach at a wide angle, we let our boom vang out, we let our main sheet out, and we bring our dagger board up. And now, we're going to the next planet. Now that you're all master astronauts when it's in the world of sailing, we're going to try this out. So, when you get out there, there's going to be two marks. The wind's going to be coming from this direction, and all you need to do is round the marks. This is to get everybody warmed up and get time for everybody to be in the same spot, ready, and for me to just be able to communicate with you effectively. Next up, we're going to be moving into drill 1 once everybody's ready. I will be the third planet or mark here. You're going to be traveling downwind to make a downwind mark rounding here. You will then continue to me. I will be your target, and you will make an upwind mark rounding here. You will then continue to make an upwind mark rounding here and continue on downwind. You have to make your way around the planet safely, keeping an arm's distance within each one. I will be here to give feedback if you need it and to provide support. So, when you're working on this, you need to make sure that your dagger board is down before you initiate your turn in a downwind mark rounding, and you need to make sure it's up before you initiate the turn in an upwind mark rounding. You also need to make sure that you focus on the main sheet. You're making sure you're doing your double hand sheeting, and you need to make sure that when you're letting it out, you're not just dropping it, you're slowly letting it out. Finally, you need to make sure that you keep your balance and that the boat stays flat throughout your mark rounding. You don't want too much heel, so when you're going, you want to stay flat. You don't want to go like this, and you don't want to go like this. You want to go around like this. After we finish doing drill 1, we're going to move on to drill 2, where it's follow the leader. So I will be moving around in my spaceship or my crash boat, and you will follow my path inside your little spaceships. First, when we're doing this, you need to make sure that your boom vang is adjusted before you begin the turn that I have set. You also need to make sure that your main sheet is constantly moving. Whether your double-handed sheeting is bringing it in, or if you're slowly releasing it out, you need to make sure that your main sheet is constantly in motion and your sail trim is correct. Finally, you need to use the boat ahead of you so that you know where you're going. Since you won't have a set course, you won't have a mark to go to, Use the boat ahead of you in order to tell, are you going to be going to the right, or are you going to be going to the left? Are you going to be heading up or bearing off? Use the boat ahead of you in order to prepare yourself and your sail trims. This final drill will be the most difficult drill. These two planets will be This final drill will be the most difficult drill. These two planets here will be This final drill is going to be the most difficult drill. These two planets here are the marks I have set. The wind will be coming from this direction and my planet will be here. This will be my crash boat. You'll begin at this planet and travel up and around. You'll continue below my crash boat and then head back up to this second planet over here, round it and come back below my crash boat and up to this planet once again. This is more difficult as not only are you rounding upwind and downwind, now other people will be rounding at the same time as you in opposite directions. So when you're doing this, you need to make sure that you're focusing on communicating with the other boats. You also need to make sure that you set your course before you round the mark. So you need to know, where's my target? Where am I going? Where's my planet going to be? So when you're up here, you need to say, okay, I'm going to round this planet and head to this one. Is there a spaceship in my way? And finally, you need to make sure that all of your trims are adjusted before you make your turn. And your main sheet should be adjusted while you are making your turn with hand over hand sheeting and slowly letting it out. Now, up in space, in our spaceship, safety is a big thing. We need to make sure that other people are safe, so we have to look out for them. We have to make sure that we're safe. We have to do things that, like make sure the boom isn't hitting our heads. So these two things, control position and heading in, are very important to remember. Everybody here should remember what control position is. This means that everybody comes behind my boat and goes into irons. Next, head in. This is when something has happened and everybody needs to go in immediately to shore. You must remember these two things. In case somebody doesn't remember and you have to head in, there will be another boat going around telling everybody to head in.